Zombie apocalypse.
Hello and welcome back, my little lovelies. So, as you can see, we did do a little bit of off-camera work, and I'm going to address why I'm floating here in a second, but that's besides the point. So, we went ahead and we got our platform started for where we're going to be putting the farm at. But since I don't really necessarily have the complete know-how on how to build, my wife is going to be the one building, and I'm going to be showing you guys all the angles of it and such, which is why I am personally in spectator mode in order to do so. So you guys will be able to get all the good angles. As you can see, I'll be able to just go wee. But today, as we have promised, it's going to be our mud/clay farm, and then in the description I will be linking some videos to other farms that if you have questions on that we don't currently have a tutorial on, that other lovely creators have had out, that you can take a gander at that as I do want to point out, if there is any particular farms that you guys want a tutorial of, let us know in the comments, and we will definitely arrange what we need to in order to be able to have the farm for you on a video. But come on down here. And so this took us a good second because of all the, like, we finally went through all that copper that we had. But enough of me yapping. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the farm.
Alright, everybody. It's my turn to take over Zulu's channel. Tell you what, I can very kind of tell where I'm supposed to be looking. So, today, let's go over to my magical box of mysteries. We are going to need quite a bit of stuff. There will be 2 videos that Zulu will have linked in her YouTube channel for the YouTube description for this. And hopefully, I can do all this right. There we go. Alright, you want to start with this little semicircle. You're going to grab a piston and you're going to put it this way. Make sure it's pointing this way because this is the direction that your mud is going to go in. Your redstone dust, and hook it up this way with a redstone torch underneath. This will make sure that the block moves. Let me do that one more time. This will make sure that the block moves with the piston. If this doesn't work first, you're going to have a bad time. Now, the next thing that we're going to need here is a few holes. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. You want your chest to go here. This is going to collect all the empty bottles as you get them. I need to grab the hoppers really quick. As I was saying, then you take your hopper and you place it against your chest, just like that. You're going to need a solid block, and a solid block would be any block that is solid. Like cobblestone, wood blocks, not chests. Chests are not solid. You're going to put a whole block behind. You have to point away from the hopper. You want it to point that way. Then you're going to take your hopper again and point it into the comparator. This is going to do redstone magic to control the amount of items and type of items included that goes through your chest here. Because otherwise you're just going to have a very sad time. On top of this hopper here, you're going to put your dispenser. You want a dispenser, not a dropper, because a dropper will just drop the item rather than giving it its actual function. You're going to want a solid block here. And a redstone repeater on the ground pointing into the redstone comparator. you're going to put a redstone torch down against the wall here. That's technically going to be facing with the repeater. Put a solid block and then a glass block. And then just a line of redstone dust. So now this should be ready, and Zulu will not be able to show this part, but 41 items, and then you want 3 individual items. The hopper underneath the dispenser, you will place your 41 items in the first slot, and then the last 4 spots, you're just going to put in a single item. This could be a single stack item. This could be like a solid, a singular item individual. As long as it's not a glass bottle, you can put it in the extra floor spots. Set up our water system. You will start with a hopper and then a chest. And for those wondering, you can make it even bigger. You can simply add in another hopper and another chest. Like that. So if we take some dirt, put a dirt block, and then voila! It becomes a mud block. And Zulu cannot show you, but your hopper system should stay at 41. Something in the redstone system with the redstone comparator marks this as a not as a stack. So then in your bottom chest, what you should see, why am I not seeing it? Oh, I put this in wrong. Hold on. I put this hopper in wrong, and it's not going into the chest. There we go. And now you should have a glass bottle in your chest. And if it doesn't go in your chest like it didn't go in mine, then more than likely the problem is that you put your hopper in incorrectly. Just take that bottom hopper out, switch it around, make sure that the nozzle is aimed at the chest by making sure that you aim it at the chest. Ooh, the spooky scaries. Usually Zulu's the one that kills these things. I'm not very good at it. This will go in Java for 12 blocks. However, in Bedrock, it goes by 13. See, now it's not pushing anymore, and we should have 12 mud blocks here. If you're on Java, but since we're on Bedrock, it should be 13. Yeah. So then that would give us our length limit. So then you're going to take some more solid blocks, and you're going to go out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to take your pistons and have 10 pistons arranged just like this. And well, bam! Just like that. And so now, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and count out our block amounts here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here is where we want to set up the next part. And what you want to do is you're going to take your pistons and make sure they're pointing up, just like this. this is going to be what pushes our mud up to the next level while we continue to push material through. You want to make sure you have the same amount of pistons on the bottom that you do have coming in. So that would be 10 pistons there. And the next thing we want is to figure out how they're going to be propelled forward next. And this is where we're going to diverge from the standard mud farm tutorials that you may have seen. And it's going to become a little bit different, but not really much more complicated than any other redstone. So using an observer is what I have found to be the easiest way to do this. You want to take your observer, first make a little box, there, just like that. You want him pointing towards the dirt. He'll see it a block early, but that's not really too bad considering he's going to be what's wiring up the farm at this point. So if we run our system now, what we should see is that the observer notices that the blocks push forward. And what it should do is it should push the blocks up and send a signal to the pistons down here that the blocks need to go up. So let's go ahead and get another round loaded in real fast. And there. See? The pistons shoot upwards. The observer sees the block come in. It'll see every time the block changes, and it'll consistently send a redstone signal for the pistons to observe it going up. So the next thing that we want is we want it to go back that way. So pretty much the same thing. You're going to use pistons and observers. They're going to come up here, so we want to go 1, 2, and then, oh shoot, have the observer going this way. So now we want a block here. Have it go up now. And right here. This is where we want the pistons to go. There we go. So aside from getting the wiring finished, so now all we want to do is we want to connect this observer up and over these pistons. So as they come up now, they will take this observer, which will activate these pistons, pushing it back. And then basically you're going to repeat this on the other side up here to push up again and push it back this way. Right here, just so that way you guys can kind of see what it's supposed to start doing. As you see, it's starting to push up and out. We'll do this a few more times. Just so that way we can start getting a good space out of how much space we need this to go. There. Up there. Now we have a pretty good idea of how far this goes. So we need the observer to see, at this block. So we'll go ahead and go down, grab an observer, put it in the right way, not upside down like I did because it's stupid. We'll just have to get back up there. That's okay. There we go. So the observer sees right here. That means that we're going to need a block of pistons going up this way. So Zulu should be showing that all of the pistons for this next row are facing straight up. We're pretty much mirroring, like we said, exactly what we did on the other side. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get this all wired up now. With this setup, what we should see now when we put our dirt through the machine is you should see it start to go up on this side. And now all we want to do is we want to go ahead and get it all set up to have it pushed back towards the out area. There. Now it should see that dirt block change when it does. Now you can see we got it measured out here. You're gonna want to put your pistons across just like we have been doing. Go ahead and keep using your dirt blocks to kind of help get stuff measured out. There we go. Now all you have left to do is to just hook up the circuitry, the little bit of wiring. What we should see when we run our mud farm, as long as everything is working correctly, is we should see that it starts to push back. As you can see, that's exactly what it's doing. And as I abuse the system, we see its breaking point. As you can tell, you can go pretty fast with this without worrying too much about breaking something. Just be careful. The bottom part where the mud farm starts tends to be the problem. A lot of times, a block will glitch and push this bit of redstone dust right here. If that ever happens, all you need to do is just replace it, and it'll be just fine. If it breaks, just put down a fresh piece, just like that. Easy fix. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a wall that pushes out a solid block of stuff that way. But first we need to get the mechanic to push this up a few more blocks and then over to where it's going to start pushing down into the wall. And this time, when we run the machine, we should see the proper function here. Let me get rid of this one little corner bit of dirt here. Bam! Boom! Alright, ready? Oh my god, it goes up again! Who would have guessed? So we have this go up, and now we need it to immediately go over just like the last two times, but we're not going to be going with the direction of the machine. We are now going to go away from the machine. So, with this dirt pillar, we want an observer right there, watching this bit of dirt here, and then we're going to want to grab more pistons, because I can't be prepared. And we're going to push it over, and then getting ready to push it down. And then that's our last layer connected. So, let's go ahead and toss in some dirt blocks. And let's watch how the snake changes. Oh my god. Oh my god, it pushes the other way now. That is important because now we're gonna get our wall set up. Okay, so the next part that we're gonna do is we're gonna make our wall. And for those of us counting, what we should be looking at here is about 10 blocks. So if you'll bear with me for 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So our base here will be a 10 by 10 block. The next thing we need to do up there is we need to get it pushed out a little bit more and then start dropping it down for here. But we have a few small problems, which is the redstone we currently have working here. We don't want the wires to cross, so we need to have this push out about 2 more blocks. 1, 2. So what you should see is about 4 blocks pushed out, and that's about where you want to be at. So we want our observer to be somewhere in here. And if you're looking at this and you have 4 blocks pushed out, you want at least 1 block of space. So we'll put it right here, doop, on the 4th one. So that means that our pistons pushing up will push up starting from right here, which will be the 5th block out. That'll give us a good amount of consistent space, especially since we have a good amount of space over here to work with having our farm deposit stuff. And you could leave it at this. You really don't need to, a lot of these extra steps you don't need to take. It just makes it work better. Now, we go ahead and we do our little dirt show. What you should see is stuff starts pushing down now. And we're gonna have this pushed down, pretty much down to the floor, and it's gonna start pushing out this way now. So again, you totally could stop here. But we're not gonna stop here. We're gonna make one more redstone mechanic. It's very repetitive, and once you see the trick of it, it's really easy to do and to copy. You just need to make sure that you have your stuff lined up right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start working on making our wall here.
We are with a completed mud and clay farm behind us. Now, obviously, we're not just going to leave it out in the open, so we will be building something around it. What we're planning on building is a bed and breakfast. It's going to be a little cozy, inviting looking on the outside, and then, like our grocery store, it has the farm on the inside. Now, with that also in mind, we have a couple of other projects that are also going to be being worked on as well. And so do keep in mind, guys, this is really big. This is probably going to take a little bit. Oh, hello, Mr. Chameleon. But anyhow, down that way, since I'm on the platform, down this way, we are planning on putting a bakery, which is going to be another little smelty building so that we have one closer and we don't have to go all the way across the map just to go to our first smelter building, because that would be annoying as fuck, to be completely fair. So, and then with that, we are going to be putting an additional building over here for, and it's gonna technically be like a competing hotel to the bed and breakfast that we have here, and that's gonna hold a bunch of farm plots so that we can go ahead and have an automated farm since well, a lot of the stuff that we have been kind of waiting on can now no longer can now be worked on because we have the mud and clay in a decent abundance whenever we need it. We will have so many more projects on the way, guys. But with all of that in mind, it is actually starting to get nighttime, so we're going to end up going to go ahead and go to bed. And then we'll be back with you with the montage aspect of putting the floor down, getting the walls up, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Very well.
You just keep going.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
The window that I just got done situating. There we go. And then there's another one over here.
Careful, you can't get it too from this side.
I'm gonna have to go inside.
Yeah. It might be a little bit wonky, but just do the best you can, and if we lose a few panes of glass, we lose a few panes of glass. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so
There you go.
good job.
And this was a 4x2 for the window.
Um,
Yeah, two blocks here and 4 out.
trying to get it done for you.
I appreciate it.
Now what else did we get the door right? Part 2. You got the thingy 4 tall, or not quite yet?
That's 4 tall right there.
Okay.
And then we need a door.
We're gonna use the crimson doors. I think we had agreed on.
Yeah, and we should have some crimson wood put away somewhere in one of these chests. Because let's grab these crimson planks really quick. Door made. That's a single door, yeah?
Double door.
We're doing a double door.
Yeah, so you just need the 3 squares.
Okay, I'm gonna put the crimson back away.
Oh no, you can't put the doors in. You can't put the doors in. That's my bad. There's no floor here yet. Do we want this to be acacia and copper, like the inside? Or do we want this to be oak, like the outside?
Do the oak and the acacia. Sorry, the acacia and the
I do not have any acacia. I have 1 block of acacia.
I have acacia planks right here.
Okay. Then you use the acacia.
Okay, so we have acacia planks and then a few pieces of copper.
You only need 4. And then you open doors.
So,
And it's up to you if you want the doors to be on the inside or on the outside.
There you go.
Yes. If you put them facing this way, they're going to be flat against the wall. If you put them facing this way, they'll sink in a little. Oh. Yeah. Like that. This door needs to be changed. Start working on the next part of the wall here. Man. 1, 2. From here to the next window, connect it with glass.
So then I'm connecting it here, across.
Yep. And then get rid of the brick wall between the two.
This?
No. While you're going across, connect it to the other window. Does that make sense? So
And then get rid of that.
Yeah. Just two of them, the top two. There you go. And right here, do, yeah. Alright. See how it looks. I like this so far. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.